Team 0, it's on you, 7E. Let's find out if he has what it takes. The second and potentially decisive game of the series. If they lose this, they still have another bite at the cherry. It's not the end of the world. For Team Bright, though, if they lose, the massive run they've been on, the upsets they've been able to claim, all of that comes to an end, and the dream is over right here. I really want to see how Irving will perform on this hero. I also really want to see how this Phoenix Wind Ranger does. Like, still not really accustomed to seeing her all that much anymore. So we're going to learn something, no matter what, from this game.
He's channeling up that Maelstrom instantly. Nothing crazy coming from the Wind Ranger. Irving as well with Helm of Dominator. I'm just clicking, seeing if there's anything outstanding. Actually, what I'm interested in is in 7E and his item build. What's he gonna go for on Kotl? What does he usually build?
Before he was a bots spammer. So he'd always start off with bots, and then it would normally be like some kind of util item. I don't know if he's still gonna go the same here. Like sometimes he'd buy Orchid, sometimes he'd go like bots into Rod of Atos. I don't know what's going to do.
Vessel a build maybe, or
He
no?
could do Vessel. Yeah. I mean, there's some heals on the enemy team. Wouldn't be too bad.
Some Dagon 9 rush, you know, something like that as well. It's, yeah, possibilities are endless for Kotlmid. He's just one of those heroes. I like a 4-staff on him as well to be a bit extra mobile after the travels. We'll see.
So which was the action-packed lane? Where are we enjoying ourselves, fam?
Okay, let me see. Probably it's not like the last game. I'm sorry to say, but the lanes are gonna be fun. But I don't think we're gonna see the same bloodbath that we saw in game 1.
Aww, sad.
Yeah, like
I mean,
top lane,
you know,
yeah,
Team
like,
Bright will be happy.
yeah. Like top lane, it's some Lycan Phoenix and Warlock on the other side, just a bunch of heals happening everywhere. Bottom lane probably a bit more fun with the Tiny.
Tiny. Hopefully we get some toss-back plays here. Sadly though, the hero to toss-back would be just Raptor, because Faceless Void just jumps away. So Undyne kind of has to be out of position. And that's been the one thing, no matter how bad the game is going, it's very rare you can claim Undyne as the one that's out of position.
Yeah. Do you remember when we had those 1v1 on mid lane that you could queue for? Like, you could queue within Dota for a 1v1.
Yeah, I remember.
The practice match, yeah. I used to play Kotl all the time back in... It wasn't... No one played it mid, I just played it in that shit because I was terrible at CSing. I would win every single game just by killing the tower, you know? I out-push.
That's hilarious.
Mid lane was actually much better back then for Kotl mid, because you could hide behind the trees, around the trees, just channel illuminate. You could get kills like that. It's a bit harder now, it's very open, so every time you channel, you're in vision.
Yeah, you have to be a bit more honest about the matchup now.
Exactly. But your rotations are better now. It's kind of easier to get to the lanes and actually get those illuminates on point.
So far, though, Phoenix seems like he's handling the pressure just fine. They're trading in the overall CS department. And actually, 7E was shackled underneath the tower, but should be fine. Down bottom, Heat and them are also just playing around with each other.
I know we didn't see it on the screen, but that shackle was amazing. He didn't shackle him to kill him, he shackled him only to get the range creep that he shackled him to. Just to make sure that it's not denied. Like, Phoenix, he's got moves, man. Like, all of these players, yeah, they're in the Chinese qualifier and everything, but they've got moves.
Yet again, serve to remind us how insane it is that there'll only be 2 Chinese teams at the tournament at TI12. What can you do?
Try harder.
I wonder if this game will Ice go for a similar build as last time and just start eventually scaling into damage after he has mobility items.
I think that's a good approach. So far, when it comes to last hits, by the way, Legion actually winning overall 20 CS on her. Everyone else is kind of more or less neck and neck. Just beyond doubling Heat. Like, Heat is just not having a good series at all, man.
My man just struggling. You know, maybe there was too much praise, too much gas. Carried the team too much. So he's out of momentum on Steam.
Man's not hot.
Mans is not hot.
Man's not hot.
Nice.
What happened to that guy?
He made his money from the single and he's happy now. He's chilling.
Never hot, though.
So far, no real surprises outside of the dominance of Beyond in the laning phase itself. You know, he's doing really, really well, but LC is a great hero for CS and with. She has a very nice animation. They might kill Ice here as first blood. He gets glimpsed back. Heat just needs a couple more right clicks. Undyne is going to be the one credited with the kill, as Heat was not pressing his bash button. Nonetheless, though, that's all they really wanted. Some bonus gold to get a hero kill and to alleviate some pressure from Heat.
Yeah, they desperately needed something to go well for him, because Beyond was just having way too much of a good time.
He's actually going to kill Beyond. Beyond's dead. Kinetic Field is not available, but they have Thunderstrike. I think he's dead.
He's got low.
Heat gets off the time dilation, doesn't find the time walk. He's going to stay alive.
He's fine. Maybe a toss back even. Let's see.
Beyond goes in, gets a beautiful overwhelming odds. The Avalanche will be there onto Heat. He's forced to time walk away. An Imitator shows up as well. Throws in some Fire Spirits and a Blood Grenade.
No,
2 seconds though, there is press the attack. Let's see, will he get the Dispel off? He dodges the final Fire Spirit as well. Beyond is outplaying them in the bottom lane.
And another one.
Here's a toss back from Ice underneath the tier 1 tower. Imitator ends up dead.
You know, like, I was gonna say, name a more iconic duo than Snare and being debated. And then I get debated as well. I thought that he was dead, but then pressed the attack. It came off cooldown. Phoenix, not really the best damage dealer. However, 70 on mid lane with Phoenix. Let's see.
Phoenix is okay for now. ZZQ is here with the level 2 Shadow Word. Throws in some Fatal Bonds as well for good measure. And the blast came out. I'm surprised ZZQ didn't cast the Shadow Word. If he'd done so, Phoenix would have been in a lot of trouble right now.
Yeah, like he would drop. I'm not sure if he'd die, but he'd be really damn low. Yeah, the supports aren't really the best gankers in this game, besides the Tiny, right? Everyone else is kinda meh. Like the Phoenix. Maybe once, long time ago, he used to be a good ganker, but those times are long gone.
You know, if you wanted to buff Phoenix, how would you feel about point-click Fire Spirits? Like you can hero target Fire Spirits.
I don't think that's necessary. And overall, the hero doesn't need buffs. Like, he's fine. And the laning stage itself isn't as great as it used to be, but it was so broken, so...
We needed some balance in the universe.
Yeah, I mean, it won't be a true buff for good Phoenix player. You're already hitting the Fire Spirits. It's just like, I don't know. You just lower the skill cap, right? That's it, by doing that.
Right now, game is still relatively even. Overall, Team Zero should be more happy with how the lanes have been going. CTY is farming a lot. Obviously, Beyond is farming like an absolute madman. And 7E still hasn't decided exactly what build he's going. Okay, he's going for the Spirit Vessel build that you outlined earlier. As we just see CTY farming with God Strength. It's the first one of the game, so who cares?
Yeah, I feel like every time Vessel is buffed up, if Kotal is in the meta, we might see him buying it. He gets farmed very early on, like items are cheap for him, like right, like you're spamming Illuminate, you're getting a lot of gold. And Vessel, it has one of the highest impacts, like if you buy them early.
Right now he's content just putting and applying pressure through this mid lane as Imitator you know, just toying around a little bit with Sven and them. Disruptor, though, gets caught in between 7E and Ice. Glimpse back onto Ice should keep him alive, and here they come with the focus fire directly onto 7E. Undyne did end up dying, but might have set up for an even more worthwhile kill, and Phoenix finishes off 7E. Ice going to be able to TP away, so Irving kind of wastes the shapeshift, so has to turn his attention towards the tier 1 tower middle instead.
Yeah, forces off the glyph. At the same time, Kotl is dead for 10 more seconds, so maybe he can still utilize this rotation and hit the tower a couple of extra times, at least with the summons.
No. Throwing in as much damage as they can. Down bottom, they're thinking about going on to Beyond here. He gets off the duel onto Heat. Heat, though, has the Chronosphere, throws it out, but look how tanky Beyond is, not dying whatsoever. Heat still trying his best, but going to be forced to jump away as 7E makes the rotation. Good stuff happening from Team Zero. They take the Twin Gates to escape with the Disruptor. Heat, 3 seconds until he has Time Walk. Needs to be very careful here, but he's set up for Phoenix.
7E.
She is showing up. 7E might have gone a little bit too deep here. There's a shackle shot in the moment, but Phoenix doesn't even seem like he'll need it. There is going to be a massive blast, though, that kills off the Faceless Void, and Phoenix got blasted away with the blinding lights from where the Coddle is, so this focus fire duration gets absolutely wasted. And 7E is actually going to get out with this Coddle. These bots, man, make him too speedy.
Like, Wind Ranger with Wind Run can't catch him. Like, that's just ridiculous. He's got way too much movement speed. I love it. Keeper of the Light, obviously, one of the fastest heroes in the game, but in that fight, like, they just outsmarted the Void as well. He came in a bit too close, he got blasted down. I love that Legion Commander, that Beyond came in and actually helped him out a bit, just to make sure that he can survive too. So many other players would just bail, right? That situation looked helpless.
Well, Heat is doing the thing that all carry players do under these conditions when you're playing Void. Instituting some Midas technology. It's the only way back into the game. At least though there is space being made on the map, as Irving does manage to grab the tier 1 tower top. And Phoenix and Imitator, they smoke up behind him. Looks like they want to try and make something happen, catch CTY in between his farming patterns.
Yeah, he's been farming in a really deep position so far, and he might just get caught here.
Shapeshift's triggered out, some Fire Spirits connect, and the Shackle Shot wonderfully latches onto CTY. He will be killed. They even dropped the Supernova for this. I'm not sure it was needed, but I suppose they feel they weren't going to do anything with it elsewhere on the map, so it's okay.
Yeah, sometimes if you chase someone way too close to converging point, like a TP place, outpost, or a tower, you pop that big ulti just to make sure that if anyone TPs, they won't be able to fight instantly after, so you'll get away. Or he just messed up, like that's also an option.
No, we're going with the 5-head option. It was #calculated.
Well, Sven did die, but he's got a nice little stack waiting for him from ZZQ. So the triangle is gonna be juicy with the God Strength. Beyond
able to finish off the tier 1 tower bottom. A lot of gold going towards the side of Team Zero due to their activities in this bottom lane.
Such a good Legion game, by the way. He's perhaps he doesn't have way too many heroes to work with when it comes to duel at the moment, and he has 0 duel victories because of that, but he's also very difficult to kill. A lot of armor, overwhelming gods, press the attack to clear anything from Phoenix or Disruptor. Right
now, him and the team will start pushing in onto the tier 1 tower middle to at least get some counter play from the one that they lost. They should be able to get this one. 7E will just keep spamming out these waves. Ice has ready as well.
You don't have the egg, and your Disruptor is still not level 6. So if you're Radiant, like, yeah, you could perhaps shapeshift to fight this, but it's just not safe. There's a Golem lurking on the other side, Warlock, with a Chaotic Offering. You don't want to fight that.
I also love how they keep giving Beyond the final tower CS so he can close in on the Blink Dagger a bit faster. He's only about 600 gold away. Gonna have that with the Blade Mail fairly shortly as Undyne gets caught out by Ice. Gonna get killed off. There's gonna be a Chronosphere coming in from Heat though, but where the hell is the follow-up? Phoenix is trying to go in a different angle, hoping for the Shackle shot. Doesn't even need it though because 7E ended up dying, and the Shackle connects onto Ice, followed up by the Focus Fire. Ice gets a very nice avalanche here from this, but Phoenix still wants to chase.
Warlock,
still believes he has the damage. ZZQ nearby, trying to maybe make a counter move, but the threat of his presence makes sure that nobody chases after Ice.
I was really hyped by that Shackle. It was good. It was a really decent Shackle. Didn't kill any Phoenix, DD, but there's Beyond with Blade Mail here. It doesn't catch him. No Blink Dagger, 150 away.
Very fast farming on Beyond. Also, good read of the map by Heat to be like, well, I might not be able to solo kill this guy, but I'll set him up. And honestly, he did much more damage than I expected him to in that bubble.
Yep. Considering he's just got Midas, right, and that's it. Well, with time lock, right, attack speed always comes in handy. Dished out a lot of damage, a couple of time lock procs.
CTY decided to run away from bottom after popping God Strength. It's a good thing too, because otherwise they would have come after him, but they popped the scan. It catches him perfectly, but it also catches the chasing heroes perfectly as well.
Yeah, 2 scans on both sides, catching the Sven and the Disruptor, and it looks like Phoenix.
Uh-oh, he's about to get dueled. There's already a Blade Mail out, so the Focus Fire is going to end up killing himself inside it. Chaotic Offering was dropped down as well, and Beyond gets a duel win directly out onto the Disruptor. Can they chase for more? Ice doesn't have Blink Dagger just yet, and everybody else has already left.
These 2 scans were too good. And for Team Bright, unfortunately, they were too good for their sake. Maybe they should have moved a little bit faster, but they didn't. They waited around. They hope that Sven is gonna get to them. But I'm thinking, like, even if the Sven runs into them, do they have the power to take him down? Like Windrunner and Disruptor into a Sven with Warcry.
Yeah.
They certainly can kill him, but next to the tier 2, I'm feeling a response is inevitable.
Maybe if they had the Maelstrom finish for Phoenix, it could have been possible, but as it was, it felt very unlikely. Although they're going to try and steal away an Aegis here, this is not that easy. All they really have is Howl, like, to help them out with this, but they don't have any Medallion, they don't have, like, a way to minus his armor. This is not the fastest in the world.
It's fast
Zero
enough.
not yet coming.
Yeah, it's fast enough, it seems like.
I can't believe they're getting away with this.
Well, on one side you have Sven, he doesn't really want to be fighting, so it looks like Ice might be another pick-off. Let's see if they can catch him. A Glimpse is already used, so not gonna happen.
I mean, they should already be feeling like they got away with murder by just having this Aegis to begin with. How do you feel about them giving it to Wind Ranger instead of a Faceless Void?
If Phoenix is going to be more involved, at this point I think it's kind of solid, especially because of Beyond. Like, he just jumps and solos him every time with the Blade Mail. I wouldn't mind seeing it on Void as well, right? But if Heat has this Midas and is just farming, what's the point?
It looks like they're done with just farming. They're gathering up for a potential smoke here. And they get... Oh, the jump comes from Beyond first. That might end up blowing through this Aegis, and indeed it does. It's a dual victory as well. But Heat has the Chrono at the ready if needed. Supernova gets dropped down. They make sure that this Legion Commander will not escape this fight. The egg bursts in his face. Heat takes away his life. So they trade the LC for the Aegis and for the Lycan's life up top.
Yeah, Lycan died on top. CTY used his ulti together with Ice. More than enough control, right? Like, you have Avalanche, you have Toss, you have Sven stun. Like, the Wolf doesn't feel that great at the moment.
He needs AC ASAP. Like, AC maybe plus BKB, but definitely some plus armor is needed against the Sven.
No, for sure. AC first for the utility, I would say. The BKB feels kinda meh. It's also necessary, just maybe later.
So, with that kill, the map will at least be stalled out somewhat. Although Team Zero will feel very good about being able to get themselves the Aegis, and they're going to smoke up again. Beyond is walking with ZZQ. 36 dual damage at the ready, but once they they get closer towards mid, 7E is waiting to assist with some burst damage with the Illuminate. Mid lane is being pinged out. They see Heat. He's in trouble, but he blinks away just at the right moment with the time walk. So he's going to be fine for now.
Imitator just broke LC's smoke. And smart enough, he just moved back on the high ground. He's also rushing Hex.
And the classic Imitator.
Yeah. Like I've seen the...
Okay, just a glimpse.
Duel?
There might be a duel coming out. Blade Mail was popped. Imitator doing his best to try and heal him up. And it will be good enough to prevent a duel victory, but not necessarily to save the Disruptor's life.
And he manages to dive out after. Like, uses Fire Spirits, slows you down, dives out as well.
They're also going top. Look where Heat is. They know where he's at. They've read the pattern. They know the move that's coming.
Oh, no.
Heat actually dumps into them with the time walk. Oh, no. He's going to end up dead. The two heroes that keep griefing him continue to do so in this game, too.
The toss almost gave him enough time to time walk away, but yeah, he still had it on 1 second of a cooldown. Yeah, I'm not sure, like, Team Bright, in every other series that I watched them, they had way more cohesion. I'm not sure what's just happening here in Game 1 and Game 2. They're just receiving the beating. They're not putting up a fight. I don't see big chronos used with an egg. And there we go. They smoke up without a Faceless Void, but he can join at any time, right?
There's no Faceless Void, no Wind Ranger either. So they're really hoping to get very lucky with their catches.
A second hand. You know. Second hand smoke always helps.
It's a very nice change, I like it. Oh, CTY, CTY, what? Blinks away from the Static Storm, does get glimpsed back, and the Shackle Shot will connect. They should have enough damage to make this happen as the Lycan goes in to try and eat them alive. Faceless Void gets dueled up. The Chaotic Offering will be there to break the fight. And as the Supernova does pop, Beyond gets killed, but Heat died in the process. Irving really wants to eat more heroes alive with the Shapeshift as the Glimpse will bring back ZZQ. They kill him. Phoenix also destroys the Chaotic Offering for some bonus gold.
Yep.
And finally, they win a fight.
Yeah, just as I was flaming them, they make a move and they make a proper play with that chrono that wasn't used, but still, he was around. It was the threat of the chrono that made it much better. And you could see the egg, right? Like, even though they initiated and they already kind of killed off the Sven, the egg was necessary just for everyone else that was coming to fight them. So the same idea was on top next to the tier 2, just at that time it didn't end up being that way.
Speaking of that fight, do you think they should change the damage ticks of Static Storm so that it applies instantly, so you can't do that blink play?
Hold that thought. Imitator, is he gonna fall?
He probably will. Doesn't have an egg available. They have so much burst damage. Spirit Vessel, Illuminate, Ice damage. Phoenix is scrambled eggs right now.
And the other Phoenix was also around. They just don't have the catch for him. I don't know, like Static Storm, not instantly hitting. Maybe it's fair. The hero is really strong anyway.
Undyne was the Speaker the Devil, and he shall emerge, but also he shall die as they get taken out. And Irving TP'd in as well. There will be an immediate duel coming towards him. Heat still has a Chronosphere. And is thinking about how best to use it. We'll finally get it off, catching ZZQ and Beyond. Needs some damage, though, to kill off Beyond. Where is the bash button? In the meantime, though, Ice has been taken out by Irving and Phoenix. And they're hoping to try and chase for more, but they don't have the Blink Dagger just yet from Phoenix. Yeah. And they don't want to take the risk of going high ground blindly into a Coddle and approaching Sven.
Now, that Sven doesn't have ulti, but he's joining. He's got BKB and Blink.
Yeah. Imitator getting gone on. Does have ultimate here. Will he try and trigger it? He does underneath the tier 2 tower, but the Fire Spirits did not land out, so there's no attack speed. Slow, very easy to destroy afterwards.
That egg was absolutely unnecessary, and I think he knows it as well, but someone baited him. Someone started TPing under the tier 2, and I believe because of that TP, perhaps he popped the egg. There was some miscommunication there. Like, you pop that egg, you die 100%. There's no way you survive. Legion alone can kill it at this point with press the attack. Even if you apply the spirits, it won't matter.
5k gold lead right now for Team Zero. They're able to move very freely on the map and get these kills. However, one thing that is changing is that their jump-in combo with the duel is no longer guaranteeing kills. We've seen the last couple of ones, yes, deaths have happened, but a lot of them outside of the duel duration, and even ones like we saw bottom can be defended against.
Yeah, even on the Disruptor, like, right? Like, he duels, if Phoenix is around, he fire spirits, he sun rays, he heals him up enough, but maybe not this time, he's too far.
Yep, he's dead. Dead. Buys back instantly. The wants to TP to the tier 2. They're trying to get out with Beyond. What a smart TP. What a god. My man.
They find the
Gets
ward
out
at least.
perfectly. Yeah.
I think, honestly, he's a bit mad. That buyback. There is a little bit of, okay, I'll be able to glimpse her if I buy back, but there's a little bit of, I'm just goddamn mad. This guy has been dueling me for 20 times now.
Yeah. And Diane's having one of those games, man, where you just get griefed by the enemy team.
Yeah, like, we've praised Undyne, how well he's done so far in the season, in the qualifiers that is, but he's 1-8 right now on the Disruptor. Like, they're really picking on him.
Still time for him to try and recover what the game state is overall. They're thinking about the next upcoming Roche, which will let itself be known how long it's going to take in a couple seconds. And then we'll have a decent idea of whether or not it's going to be Radiant or Dire. Oh, wow, instant spawn. Oh, wow. You and I never get that. Normally we have like the 3-minute duration spawns or something. They actually TP with the twin gate to the top side of the map. Poor Undyne. He was almost caught here. He's like, oh my god, I hope they don't see me. I hope they don't see me. I hope they don't see me.
Just hiding in the trees. In case they go into the pit, he can break the smoke or give some vision. He's got the blink on Disruptor, right? So at this point, it's a bit easier for him to survive. He gave up the fast Aghanim's dreams. And they're not as necessary.
They have some really good vision of this Team Bright. The enemy team is stronger than they are, but they have very good vision. Phoenix started channeling a TP, but was trying to pop BKB most likely. They turn onto Ice Ice, whilst at the same time there's a glimpse back that denies further entry into the fight for CTY. But they're on the back foot right now. Beyond was about to duel Imitator, finally gets it off, but there's going to be the chrono. It catches 3 heroes, whilst Phoenix is busy finishing off the Tiny. It's a 2-for-none affair at the moment. Beyond, can he get away from this? He gets away from the bashes, while CTY turns on the God Strength and tries to muscle into Irving, but he doesn't have the damage by himself. ZZQ, he bought back, he enables the Chaotic Offering deep in this engagement.
Oh, shit!
Beyond to go in with the BKB, overwhelming odds, which rips through the Lycan. The Phoenix has already died as well. Phoenix definitely on the chopping block. There's no BKB. There's absolutely no way out. What a big fight. What a big buyback from ZZQ.
Dude, overwhelming odds. What the hell was that? ZZQ with Fatal Bonds, overwhelming odds from... Overwhelming Bonds from Legion Commander. That damage was ridiculous. Like... They had the fight, and honestly, both of these teams played the fight really nicely. Juking, pulling back, baiting the team in, using the chrono, using the egg. Then the other team has the turn to retreat and bait you in. Then, like you said, the buyback from the Warlock here to when they're all clumped up together to Fatal Bonds them. It's really nicely done. One thing that we didn't see as well, it was at the beginning of the fight. Undyne had a really nice static storm in which he separated the fight literally in half. He didn't allow Team Zero to approach anyone. Okay, in the end, I feel that these two teams are very, very evenly matched. It's just Team Zero, they're more disciplined in these fights.
Yeah. Unfortunately as well, Undyne, when he TP'd out, he didn't TP to the tier 1 tower behind them. He TP'd all the way middle. So they didn't have his impact on the back end of that fight. I mean, a glimpse or two could have made a difference, but doesn't end up happening. They lose Roche, they lose the tier 1 top. They have their wisdom rune stolen away as well. Oh boy. Also, don't you love the fact that they give beyond the Aegis, not CTY? I mean, it makes sense, right? Transformation heroes always suck carrying Aegis. You'd rather have them have cheese. And Beyond has just been so instrumental on the front lines. He can afford to commit his life twice now to make things happen.
Yeah, he's been doing a lot. I wouldn't mind having it on Sven, to be honest, as well. Just having those 2 lives on your carry. He dishes out a ton of damage, even without the ulti. But yeah, like, in general, Beyond will do more with 2 lives.
Well, we've seen Team Bright in this position before.
Yeah.
So strap in. It's time to try angle for the late game. It's all about heat right now.
Well, strap in. Undyne is using Static Storm on creeps. You know where it's at. Gotta farm up that Aghanim Scepter, of course.
You know which hero always ends up falling behind in games like this, and she just seems unable to catch up? Poor Wind Ranger. Really desperately could use a Blink Dagger. If she had one in that prior fight, it could have made such a big difference, but it's been rough. Also in the last fight, had she gotten off BKB first instead of the mistaken teleport scroll, we're probably looking at a very different engagement.
No, I agree. It feels like one of those heroes that you kind of need to snowball harder than with most in order to have really good impact Irving.
Speaking of snowballs, Irving is about to get very, very, very dead. Imitator, they're looking to catch him so he can put him in the grave as well, but does manage to TP out on the low ground. How much dual damage does Beyond have? 92 dual damage, all right. Ice Ice was looking for a toss back onto Phoenix, unable to find him though.
Yeah, they're just having way too many small advantages now on every single hero. Like the Hex is completed on Kotl, so he has that catch to work with. You have this Solar Crest, soon to be Glimmer on ZZQ as well. The mobility from Tiny is insane with both the Force and the Blink, and now Yules as well.
Check this out though. They're smoking up. They are aware that this is a 4v5 because they've seen Kotl illuminate Blast on top lane. So they could maybe find a surprise jump here.
But
the TP is going in. Will he be here in time? They don't find the angle for the glimpse onto Beyond, so he's actually going to get out.
Yeah, he's got travels, by the way. Yeah, Kotl is on top lane, you've seen him, but he's got travels. He can very easily connect. Like, he's uber fast, remember.
Yeah.
They're going in.
They're still going in though. Imitator gets dueled. They will not be a Supernova for this fight, but they might be able to set up for the Chronosphere. They still haven't killed anybody though. ZZQ getting himself pressed the attack, so it delays the fight a little bit. Sven now goes in with God Strength, trying to find somebody caught in by this chaotic offering. On the north side of the fight, they do take away Beyond's Aegis. Heat avoids getting avalanched thanks to his BKB, but that won't last forever. Time walks away, still has the Chronosphere ready as DTY trying to bring down Phoenix, barely manages to do so before being glimpsed back. And now they're on the run for Team Bright. Beautiful blinding light coming in.
Chrono.
It's gonna set up though for the avalanche or the big combination of the Supernova plus the Chrono. It does pop, does stun everybody, but they do not have any damage within it. Now they just want to run. Imitator, he won't be allowed to do so as he gets caught by 7E. Gets killed off slowly but surely. He actually waits for the Sven to come and get the final hit. All the while, Beyond is killing off this Undyne Disruptor, making it yet another fight that Team Bright end up suffering heavy casualties.
Yeah, it was a nice egg Corono, and it looked nice. That's what I meant, you know. It's like, what a nice combination. Here, have a cookie. Unfortunately, it didn't do a lot. Faceless Void was way too low already. He needed to time walk away just to survive, and they just aren't able to take these fights properly. They try to 100 to 0 Warlock, but even he manages to use Chaotic Offering before dying. Like, they're even unable to kill him off. Like, the duel was completed by Beyond. The Chronos obviously wasn't used because she had Aegis. They were saving that Chrono. They didn't want to use it. They didn't want to use it at all until they saw a big target. And in the end, when they used it, it was kind of too late. Didn't really matter.
Yep. Phoenix is gonna quickly try and kill off our Ice Ice. Tiny misses the shackle though. So Ice Ice allowed to just kill off a ward and walk away scot-free. Check what he's building. They're getting that anti-faceless void tech. ice is just going straight in for a Wind Waker, and Beyond is just going straight in for Irving. They catch the Lycan, they should be able to kill him. And on the last tick of the duel's duration, they get the kill, so Beyond gets plus 158 total damage now.
Yeah, slowly but surely they're gaining that critical point of advantage. I don't know if they'll be able to just ever recover. Look at CTY, Bloodthorn. He knows where Faceless Void is.
Is he gonna catch him out? There's the stun, there's the hits, heat, BKB, TP out, and he's gonna make it. He's fine.
He's gonna make
and
it.
And bottom, there's actually a fight breaking out. Beyond is dead. All this time, he dies inside the Static Storm. And now, Ice, he gets clips back too. He's in danger of losing his own life. Phoenix looking for an angle for the Shackle Shot once it comes back off cooldown. And they really want Ice. The Chrono, he blinks away from it, but ZZQ will not be so lucky. Dies inside of it, gives Heat a killing spree. Oh no, 7E trying to TP out Phoenix! Didn't catch the vision, so he doesn't find the Shackle Shot.
I guess if you're Team Zero, you got punished a bit. This was a bit too cocky. Your Sven was on top lane trying to solo a Faceless Void. It just isn't gonna happen. You have a crit a bit from Silver Edge, but still not enough damage to take down the Faceless Void at this point. And at the same time, you're pushing down bottom. So, best case scenario, you're still fighting 4 versus 4 on that high ground without your most farmed hero. Worst case scenario, Faceless Void TP's back, survives the Void, and then you're fighting 5 versus 4. So, in any case, it doesn't feel that great. Yeah, just an opportunity given, an opportunity taken by Team Bright. Unfortunately for them, the only one they killed in the Chrono was Warlock. That wasn't really the best, but at least it was used well, right? At least they got the kill.
I'm getting some deja vu, Liz. But which game was it that Team Bright had these exact same circumstances? They were getting absolutely crushed. It was like some 15k net worth lead. Then there's one fight, they hold high ground with Heat's Draw Ranger, and that starts to turn the game. If another moment like that happens, I'm starting to feel a little bit afraid for Team Zero's chances of Game 2.
Yeah, they still have Faceless Void, right? Like late game Faceless Void for me was always one of the strongest carries. If you're in Chrono and you don't have any save, you're gonna die no matter what. And they have really nice combos with the Chronosphere that they so far didn't really utilize. Then again, enough of the copium and hopium snare. They are 20k behind.
To make matters worse, both Coddle and Tiny are building Wind Wakers to deny the easy execution within the Chrono. So once they have these items online, they have both setup and they have save potential all of a sudden coming in one package.
Duel.
It's gonna be a dual victory onto Phoenix. Nice easy jump. Imitator needs to get the hell out of here, so does Heat. They do have TPs ready, and Disruptor also just easily dies to CTY, who no longer needs God Strength to solo heroes at this stage of the game.
That was pretty much 3 hits from Beyond, and your mid laner is dead. Plus 200 damage now. Yeah, and an AC whenever she wants to complete it. Beyond is feeling really damn good. Do you think this Axe is gonna change things? Like, it is the flavor of the meta on Irving, and he's got it. What are you gonna have? Yeah, Wolf Bite on faceless Wolf.
Yeah. I guess from what we see in this game, definitely Heat has had damage problems, so certainly won't hurt to give him a little bit more oomph in the middle of these fights. But more than that, I think the lifestealers probably plays a bigger part, right?
Yeah, I guess so. It's gonna enable him to remain in fights a bit longer. He's also got Satanic, so 2 tools to actually be nuisance, you know. You have this shard as well, you'll be able to time lock in and out.
We're going to see how he time walks in the top lane, because they are going to try and stop this Roshan attempt. Unfortunately though, CTY has God Strength, Beyond has all the right-click damage on Earth. There's no way to stop this from happening. So Aegis Cheese and a refresher shard. They give the shard to Ice. Okay, he might just be holding this for a second until he... I mean, he's about to get Wind Waker, right? So he might as well keep it.
Maybe they can still fight this. There's an Aegis on Legion, but probably no God Strength. They should understand that God Strength was utilized. Yeah, unfortunately, they don't really have a lot of vision on top lane, and because of that, you can't expect them to be making any crazy moves. Double the cheese on Tiny, refresher shard on Warlock. That's a lot to go through.
Yeah. Maybe that's why they didn't jump, right? Of all the heroes that I want to fight blind into, a Warlock while I'm in a choke point area is definitely not one of them.
Yeah, even if you have an advantage, that's not a smart decision to make, so probably for the best to fall back. The problem with falling back is, though, the next fight is going to be on Team Zero's terms, and they're gonna have everything they need. A Harpoon almost completed by Sven. Actually, he can complete it if he wants to. The Wind Waker as well on Tiny, done.
So they've got the one Wind Waker, second one still in tow. What's really scary as well about all of this is Team Bright only have 2 buybacks on their lineup right now. Everybody else still needs to farm to get there. And Team Zero, they smoke with 4 heroes. Look at this Observer Ward by the Outpost. It is so good. They still haven't scouted it out. They're gonna get caught out in this fight. Ice, who's he gonna find first? We get a blink away from Phoenix, but Heat, he gets hexed. Heat has been doomed. Heat has been killed. No buyback for the Faceless Void, and the Supernova, it's not gonna get adequately protected, I say that, but Beyond finally ends it off just before it pops. Irving hoping for an escape from this fight, but that escape is not coming as CTY mops him up, Stormhammers, and beats down the Wind Ranger as well. And 4 heroes have all lost their lives. Undying, the only one to TP out. And this ward, Blizzard, it still hasn't been taken away. The vision it provided made that fight so easy.
Yeah, like they fought on their terms, right? Like they had full vision. I don't blame Team Bright. It's an awkward position for a ward to be in. And they had this sentry, the sentry that's just outside of range. The one on the next to the Twin Gate. It just didn't pick up the ward. That ward, MVP of the game. Obviously, Team Zero were in a good position, but that ward just kind of sealed the deal.
Yep.
This might be the end of the line for Team Bright, and unfortunately, they didn't even have the chance to use some of these brand new shiny items that they got. Like the Aghanims wasn't used from Lycan, the Chronosphere wasn't used, Satanic as well. Team Bright still wants to fight one last time. Smoke up.
They don't have Supernova, they don't have Static Storm. Static Storm just came back. And they do have Shapeshift once more. They will be fighting into Megas though and hoping to try and catch these heroes on the retreat. But look how Beyond is positioning. He has an Aegis, so he's ready to buy his team space to escape, knowing that if they dare go on him, it's an easy re-engage. What a player.
Yeah, it's just breaking that smoke, and you can't go on him anyway. You can't use that chrono on him, right? Like, everything you said is completely right. They will continue playing, though. This is your TI qualifier. Just have to kind of hope for the best that you can somehow defeat the 40k deficit and the mega creeps.
To be fair, they already have... They have a one Maelstrom, they have a Mjolnir coming soon for the Faceless Void. It's not the worst draft in the world to hold this high ground against Megas.
Yeah, it's not about the draft itself. They can hold against the Megas. My problem is the vision that the Megas are giving. There's just so many pick-off oriented heroes on Dire's side. These 100-0 heroes that really want to see you hitting creeps. Like Legion, like Tiny, like the Sven. The moment you start hitting creeps, they're gonna go on you.
Sven had joined the fight, so Ice is looking for an opportunity to toss somebody back. The moment they reveal themselves, they should die, and they find the Faceless Void. Heat is gone. CTY right next to him. Throwing in the right-click damage. One more right-click will kill off Irving, even as the Supernova does pop. On the back end of the fight, CTY is just making sure to get himself an Ultra. Give him the Rampage, baby, as the GG is called. Imitator comes back in for one more dive, only to give CTY the double Rampage. 7 kills in one...